Well, last week, the Spokane Regional Collaborative gave its recommendations to create a regional entity to address housing, health, and homelessness. The county, city, and valley have now less than 60 days to review the recommendations and decide if they want to sign on.
The looming deadline is raising concerns from city council members. Bronte Sorosky joins us with these concerns and why the people behind this approach say the county needs to act fast. Bronte.
Well, the goal is to have this regional entity up by January 1st, and the people behind this effort want our local governments to act fast. But some city council members say they worry that the scope of this approach has gotten too big.
I was a little challenged personally that the scope of their work had expanded so much from what the original concept was.
When this group of former city staffers made its recommendations last week to city, county, and valley officials, it came with a new title: the Spokane Regional Authority for Homelessness, Housing, Health, and Safety.
And I think there's a lot of questions about what that means. I think there's questions that, would this authority now become making recommendations to cities on other issues beyond the scope of what they implement? I think there's concerns around that.
Council members Betsy Wilkerson and Zach Zappone both say that they agree that the current system to address homelessness is broken, but they have questions that they want answered before officially signing on to this approach.
So part of this is a process of how would our employees here at the city transfer over to this new entity, and wanting to make sure that they're being taken care of and that they're not just left out in the cold.
Another concern, this group wants things to move quickly.
That government moves slow, that's my frustration, and it moves slow because it's the people's money, and that's really important. I'm optimistic, but by January, I don't know if we can get there.
But Gavin Cooley, former city CFO and one of the people behind this effort to create this entity, says with Spokane County's growing homeless population, they can't afford to not act now.
Sometimes when you set deadlines and you create a sense of urgency, things happen. There's no question we could draw this out for another 6 months, another year, another 5 years. We've been doing it the same way pretty much for many, many years, and that's landed us in the top 10 in the nation for homelessness rates.
If everyone can agree to sign on and create this entity, Cooley says they hope to reduce homelessness by 40% countywide. Once these 60 days are up, the legal team hired by these former city employees will get to work setting up this entity to hopefully achieve that goal. Live in studio, Bronte Sorosky, 4 News Now.